DC here. Hi guys and gals. Well, it is Monday, and on Monday I very often do tags, and the tags, well, Jasmine's tag was out quite early today, so I just printed it out, and now I'm going to be walking around the pond here. And it's what time is it? It's around, well, it's 20 past 9 in the morning, and I've got a bit of time, and I hope that you're all well. So as usual, I'll be starting with Jasmine's tag. Hi Jasmine, hope you're well. I just saw your tag, and yeah, some good questions there. Oh, I can see the workers are here. They're going to be mowing the lawn, so there'll be some noise. Okay, so anyway, let's start with Jasmine's 5-question tag. So question 1, something you did as a kid just for fun. I'm trying to think. I mean, I saw Jasmine's response was like a prank. I didn't do much in that respect, but one thing that we did love to do just for fun would be to take old wood. My dad had an old wood pile, and there were some old oil drums, and we would build so we would build I was almost going to say houses. That's not probably quite right, but we would put the oil drums, and we would take all those boards, and we would just build up many levels. So just for fun, we would build like 4 or 5 levels. So that was really high. And the boards, actually those boards, I don't know where they came from. They all had nails in them, which was actually part of our job at one point to take the nails out. So we would climb on those things above all those boards with nails, and do that just for fun. It was really crazy, wasn't it? Because, you know, we could have fallen on those nails, couldn't we? And I did actually step on one once and get the nail right in my foot. Yeah, I guess that's something that kind of answers this question. Youthful stupidity. Yeah. Question 2. Where is the most spectacular place you've been to? It's kind of a toss-up. I've been to a few really spectacular places, like around like seashores and stuff like that. I say the toss-up because I flew over the Grand Canyon. That was a really spectacular place, hard to beat. And I was at Yellowstone, looking at Old Faithful and buffaloes or bisons. I don't know how they're called anymore, but it's kind of a toss-up. Those are 2 places that had been on my bucket list already as a young boy, and I got to go there on business. And when I was at business in those parts of the world, I managed to go and see those 2 places. So I would say those 2 are pretty much of a toss-up. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Next one. Question 3. Do you get into political arguments with people? As a young adult in university, I did a lot. It was around the time when I was in Canada where there was a lot going on about separation of so political referendums to separate Quebec from the rest of Canada. Yeah, so I did a lot then. Now, I try not to, because I do have my own conservative views, and I keep getting astonished at how, I was almost going to say how I tend to find people naive, but I bite my tongue more often than not. Like I say, I definitely bite my tongue more often than not. Let me see, we're going to have some noise again. So yeah, I guess the answer to that is I used to a lot more. I try to now a lot less. Because anyway, you know something? Be it political talks or talks about religion, unless it's done with love, and that's pretty difficult, can be really, really dangerous. Okay, so let me see. So we're going to have some noise here. That was question 3. Question 4. Do you have a story of someone being so gullible, and if so, what did they do? Well, I do have the story of one of my uncles, and my mom told me that one. I had not heard it before, but it seems that one of my uncles had the Nigerian mail, you know, who hasn't, about somebody from Nigeria or whatever, and that they had access to money and they needed somebody to help them or something like that, but they didn't have immediate access to that money. So to be able to have access, they would need some money, and then they would share all the money that they had with them. Well, supposedly one of my uncles, who's passed on by now, actually did that. Yeah, that's pretty gullible, frankly. Okay, no wonder nobody really wanted to talk about it. Who wants to talk about having a relative that falls into that trap? Okay. Question 5 and last. What do you think about the tax system? It's amusing and not amusing. Now, one has to say, some people think that all you can do is tax and everybody will have everything. Now, you know, that's again very naive. You are not going to get, nothing's free. If people think that it's free, they're wrong. So I mean, you know, like a social system, we need something to help. I'm not saying the contrary, but somebody's got to pay for it. You cannot have unlimited gifts, so to say, from the government without being taxed. So there's always going to be a good reason to have tax, be it the roads, be it the social system. So, you know, that part of tax is partially justified. Again, I won't get into political discussion here. But what do I think of the tax system? I was thinking, I was listening to Jasmine, and Jasmine was talking about how, I must be in the UK, where they're now thinking like, how are we going to tax electrical vehicles? Well, you know, over here, when there was the problems with the beginning of the problems with the Ukraine situation, we had a lot of discussions about how are we going to save electricity. Now, of course, there was all these deals about, you know, not using as much electricity, and nevertheless, at the same time, you had the energy transition that was going on. You gotta save. You gotta go away from fossil fuels. In other words, go towards renewable, but renewable is often with electricity somehow. So of course, what do we see? We see actually that electricity costs went up enormously. And I really do mean enormously, something like 30 or 40%. Now, when they did go up, of course, and they're not going down right now. So I mean, that's kind of a hidden tax. There's going to be supposedly they're finding ways how to tax electrical vehicles, because of course, if everyone goes to electrical vehicles, there's not going to be that petrol tax. So that's great, you know. They've raised the price of electricity because everybody's going towards electrical stuff. And you know, so what do I think about taxes? It's one of these things that you know you need, even though you hate it, because in a way you do need it. And somehow you're always being taken to the market, aren't you? Okay, that's it. 5 questions. Thank you, Jasmine. And I chatted along way too long. So DC signing off. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.